What is the ability of somebody who is released? He has the faculty of self-analysis, self-division. See, he is free of fear. He can enter all planes. He can help the lost souls. He is attached to nothing. See, he is filled with compassion, but, sorry, see, I had to cough. I'm not the body. This is another proof. I didn't want to cough. See, but the body wanted. So there is always this, the body has its own thing and the one who inhabits the body. Now, you rather be the one who inhabits the body than you are the body who is inhabited by a soul. I suggest that. Now, what is the difference between compassion of a liberated person or a so-called normal person? The liberated person, when he sees suffering, he sees it clearly, meditationally, observing, and he helps because he sees the person suffer. But for the liberated person, everything is suffering because he only sees around himself attachment to transient material world. So for him, everything is suffering. Even the one who is happy, he can see further, because that which makes one happy when it's taken away from him, it's actually the source of unhappiness. So you see, the liberated being is non-judgmental. He sees suffering, but he is not so emotionally evolved like a person who doesn't understand, who is still attached to the transient world. He is also compassionate, but in another way, and sometimes in a way that doesn't help the other, because he doesn't understand. So if somebody for instance, sees suffering, for instance, he goes on the street, somebody attacks a woman and beats her. Now, the normal person would feel sort of negative feelings towards the attacker and compassionate for the attacked. The liberated being has compassionate for both, because he sees their karma. Of course, he will hinder, if he can, one way or the other, the woman to be further attacked. But he sees the thing from a totally different point of view. Now, physical matter, is that substantial? No, it is not actually. Because it is a mayavik manifestation of Prakriti, Mula Prakriti. See, Book of Light teaches the most dense things are porous, foam-like, evanescent, seen from another point of view, from another side of being, from another side of the plane. For instance, the ray at radiation sees your body only as gaps. It goes right through you, see, because it's of a different point of view and vibrational level. And so there is this point of view seen from the senses. You see something as dense, but from another point of view it is actually not. Now, before we continue, let us talk about Manvantara and Pralaya. What is Manvantara? It has to do with the reawakening of the universe, see? So-called Big Bang of science, which is per se no Big Bang, meaning that it is the absolute beginning. Such a thing doesn't exist. See, a scientist who says the universe began then and then, a 5-year-old could come and say, "Excuse me, what was before that beginning?" See? So the whole theory crashes. Of course, it's no beginning, it's a reawakening of something that is uncreated, timeless, eternal, always existing, pre-existing, you name it. So, let's look at Manvantara. This is Sanskrit. It means actually between two manus. You see, there is the root spirit appearing at the beginning, and also presence of a spirit at the disappearing of the universe. It is manus, two manus who are interacting there, who have to do with it. And this is why it's called manvantara, means between two of those beings, between two manus. We say in the Book of Light also dhyane chohans. These are entities which appear or reawaken at the beginning of manifestation. From them, like a cosmic tree, everything derives and is born. So you could say we teach planetary chain. Each planet has 6 contoglobes. Like man is made of 7 bodies. Each planet is a 7-fold being. And in that sense, we teach, I go now a little bit into detail, the Book of Light, it is the third logos. Just take it as I say it now. Third logos. Then it's the second logos, which would be connected Brahma and Prakriti. And the first would then be Brahman. See, and its veil, Pradhana. So, now this is the unmanifested Brahman. You could say now, well, that's what the Vedas teach. They said that Tat. No, by that Tat they still mean Brahman in manifestation. In other words, the Brahmanic reflection. There's a difference. There's a difference. At the moment when Brahman appears at the reawakening of the universe, the supermonad, it is a reflection of that which is beyond, from the core, from the source. So then it is attracted to metta, it does its job, and so forth and so on. Though the union with that was considered to be the highest in the Vedas and by the Brahmins, but the Buddha said you have even detached from that. You have to sink back into the uncreated, into the utmost. See, but at the moment of pralaya, of rest, that Brahman, the Brahman rests there, in its in the center, neuter. It's then, and its cosmic veil would then be Pradhana, Mula Prakriti also. And this is always there. You see, space or Mula Prakriti, then the uncreated, and also all beings in it, in that core. And they, at the reawakening of the universe, at Manvantara, leave the universe. No, sorry, foolish. They leave the source, and they become the universe. So, this is what happens at Manvantara. And that root matter is Mula Prakriti. See? And this is now, you remember the example that I gave? The comparison? When a stone is thrown into the lake, which had a surface quite calm, like a mirror, you know. Now the stone is thrown in it. Now the monad leaves and interacts, fructifies, you could say that's important meaning, root matter. Now the waves appear. What are the waves in that comparison? The entire universe with everything in it. Because we'll see. This from which the unmanifest logos proceeds is called Parabrahman, Mula Prakriti. Yeah? And the cosmic veil, of course, then expands into the visible universe and invisible. Mula means root, Prakriti means nature. So then, what is the symbol for the boundless? It's a circle. Circle, see? And we have Parabrahman, we have Mula Prakriti, its counterpole, so to speak, other pole. And now, the Mula Prakriti veil, or the second step from Mula Prakriti, we could say then also, is Pradhana. This is then Brahman, and pradhana in manifestation. When we then see Brahma and Prakriti, this is the Maya always condensing more and more and more. The manifested universe appears through Prakriti. So that we could say in that case Brahma Prakriti, father, mother. See? But also the term Brahma refers to the higher self of our solar system. So, we say there are almost endless many Brahmas in the universe, but only one Brahman. Almost endless many solar systems, but only one Brahman. What is the second logos? See, when you hear now what I'm talking, of course, when you read and study the Book of Light, you have to do that apart from that. Then everything will be clear to you. This is just another hint or help for it. So, what is a Manvantara? It is the period of activity between any two manas. And this is the relative beginning of evolution. Now, at the close of the universe, there is a preceding Manu. It precedes at Pralaya. When the universe disappears again, it's Pralaya. That's what it's called. This is a Sanskrit compound word. Laya, the root is li, and there is a prefix, pra. What is the meaning of that? See, Pralaya. Laya means when something dissolves, melts back, liquefies. Imagine you have something, a structure, pulverous structure, and you put water on it, and it vanishes in it. See? Now, Laya, we will learn, is a point of being out of which each planet bursts into existence. You could call it latency, state of rest, like you sleep. You sleep, planet sleeps, universe sleeps, arises again. The Bible has God slept 7 days or so. Well, how can an almighty God be in need of sleep? That means, of course, that those powers were at rest and evolved again. What are then the creators of our bodies? We will come to that. Yes, the body is created. But your spirit, what you are, the monads, uncreated. So creation is actually a third or fourth step away from the reawakening from the universe. See? Why? Because the monad needs clothes, to be clothed with. That's when the Elohim comes in. Not one, but many, which is plural. So out of that process of latency, we have a state of activity, Manvantara. Yeah? Now there are many kinds of Manvantaras and many kinds of Pralayas. What is a universal Manvantara and a universal Pralaya? Well, dear friends, like a solar system bursts into existence, or a planet, which was before mostly a comet and so forth, then this is not a universal Pralaya, but because it's a partial Manvantara. And a partial Pralaya. So for every planet there's a Manvantara and a Pralaya. What is the Manvantara for a human being? Well, it wakes up in the morning, has activity, and at night goes to sleep. It's a Pralaya. So normally, in the morning, the Manvantara begins, in the evening, the Pralaya begins. Lasts at night and until the next Manvantara.